by the St. Michael Aberville High School Wind Ensemble. Good evening. I'm Faye Bromley, president of the class of 2024. On behalf of my fellow classmates and STMA High School, I would like to welcome parents, relatives, and friends to our commencement ceremony this evening. After tonight, we will become graduates. Okay, to start off our night, I would first like to recognize our guests and school administration. Please stand and remain standing as you are introduced. The audience is asked to please hold their applause until all guests have been recognized. Mr. Travis Weber, Ms. Holly Seville, Ms. Carol Steffens, Mr. Drew Sherber, Mr. Tim Lewis, Ms. Carrie Dwinell, Superintendent Dr. Anne Marie Fuchel, Principal Mr. John Reeves, Activities Director Mr. Keith Cornell, Assistant Principal Ms. Carrie Neubauer, Knights Academy Principal Mr. Mark Jansen, Assistant Principal Mr. Dennis Abernathy, Assistant Principal Mr. Jasper Johnson. Mr. Reeves will now introduce the members of the St. Michael Albertville honored faculty who have joined us for tonight's ceremony.
St. Michael Albertville High School is a place where the relationship between our faculty and our students is central to who we are. As an institution, we are extremely proud of our dedicated, innovative, and accomplished faculty members. They are professionals who continually show patience and support in their efforts to educate those that enter their classrooms on a daily basis. The work of a teacher requires care and intellect. Students, our faculty, have committed themselves to educating you. Along with your parents, they are the primary reason you are here. It is with pleasure that I present our honored faculty. Faculty, please stand as your name is read. Abel, Nicole Anderson, Jillian Anderson, Kaylee Bean, David Burr, Jody Bukowski, Rachel Dayton, Kinsey Essler, Emily Fair, Tyler Hett, Teresa James, Josh Jorman, Mindy Craigness, Keith Kuhn, Melissa Wilt, Josh Mann, Ellie Marshall, Angela Narducci, Lisa Perbix, Julie Reed, Brandon Sage, Serena Schmidt, Shannon Schulzenberg, Mindy Sexer, Lisa Silbernagel, Rebecca Stevens, Kelly Story, Cynthia Swakowski, Robert Zoller, Lisa Moss, Jox Metcalf, Joe Osowski, Paige Armstrong, Adam Soroka, Michael Bartunik, and Zach Osowski. Faculty, please be seated.
At this time, senior band members are asked to join Mr. Adam Soroka and Mr. Michael Bartunik and their fellow band members. The St. Michael Albertville High School Wind Ensemble and Concert Band, under the direction of Mr. Soroka and Mr. Bartunik, will now perform March, arranged by Gustav recognizing our honored graduates and acknowledging our local scholarships.
Thank you, Faye. At this time, I would like to recognize this year's local scholarship sponsors, which are listed inside the back cover of your program. This year, over $155,000 was generously given to 157 students of the class of 2024 by 71 unique local scholarship sponsors. I would like to take a moment on behalf of the senior class and our district to express our gratitude to all of the individual sponsors who generously gave their support, time, and effort to make these scholarships possible. Class of 2024, family and friends, please join me in a round of applause for all of our local scholarship sponsors. It is now my pleasure to introduce the honor students of the class of 2024. To earn honor student recognition, a student must maintain a grade point average of 3.67 or better on a 4.0 scale throughout their high school career. Students, please stand and remain standing when I read your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all honor students are standing. Thank you. The class of 2024 valedictorian is Rachel Heil. The class of 2024 salutatorian is Connor Riesgraff. Rounding out our top 25 students of the senior class is Ella Olson, Taylor Olson, Marie Meehan, Owen Niegard, Hannah Weiger, Vincent Miraski, Haley Walker-Kuklak, Sydney Gasser, Olivia Babel, Lillian Covert, Riley Wennes, Ayla Osseth, William Niegard, Dylan Rich, Tristan Campbell, Serena Gao, Taylor Christensen, Braden Bernhagen, Sophie Marcelik, Lily Triplett, Faye Bromley, Sophia Iverson, Avery Litke. Now, at this time, I invite all honor students, as denoted in the program, to please stand. Let's congratulate our honor students. Honor students, you may be seated.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the class of 2024's valedictorian, Rachel Heil. Woo!
I'd like to start this speech by saying thank you to some of the most extraordinary people in my life. Thank you to all the teachers and staff who have helped get me here. Thank you to all my coaches who have supported me through every season. Thank you to all my friends. You guys are awesome. And finally, thank you to my family for supporting me through everything, for trying to make it to every cross-country meet, wrestling match, and lacrosse game. Some could have tried harder. Jimmy, I would not be the person I am today without you all. When people first found out that I somehow managed to get this position as valedictorian, they seemed a little surprised. If you've ever been in a class with me, there was a chance I was face down on the desk asleep. I also have a tendency to push things off until the last minute, specifically 11:59. And if it weren't for Mr. Steve's homework extensions, I would not be up here today. After the puzzled look on people's faces, always comes the same question. What are you going to say in your speech? To that, I respond, I don't know. I haven't started yet. Side note, I had this conversation 2 days ago. Then they continue to say how I need to make this speech different than the rest. Make it a memorable speech. Make it extraordinary. However, much to their disappointment, this speech will not be extraordinary, but rather quite ordinary. This is partly due to the fact that I fell asleep for most of the public speaking unit in English. I'm sure some of you have heard this story or parable or whatever you'd like to call it before. In this story, there are two fish. The first fish has been on this quest for years, trying to find the ocean. He has searched and searched, but for what seems like ages, but to no avail. So one day, he turns to another fish, one much older, and asks where he can find this thing they call the ocean. The older fish responds with, "You are already in the ocean." In the society we live in today, we are constantly searching for something extraordinary. We rush through our days anticipating something great. We wait all winter for summer, all week for Friday, and all day in hopes that tomorrow might be more extraordinary than today. We talk to each other and say how we can't wait to graduate. We can't wait for college. We can't wait until our shift is over. How we can't wait for tomorrow because something extraordinary has to happen then, because nothing extraordinary happened today. But as a society, we fail to realize that time is only now. And as we wait for something extraordinary, something to define who we are as people, something for the world to remember us by, we take for granted the time we are given. We grow complacent to the ordinary moments that make up our day-to-day lives. And it is in these seemingly insignificant moments that actually determine who we are as a person. These ordinary moments are the moments that contribute to our legacy, the moments that make life so extraordinary. As humans, we strive to be remembered for something extraordinary. But in order to achieve the extraordinary, we have to first learn how to appreciate the ordinary. So how do we appreciate the ordinary? This was a question I struggled with all throughout high school, and I'm sure a lot of us in this generation still struggle with today. I was constantly consumed with the anticipation for something extraordinary. My mind would constantly wander to what would come next, to the next big game, the great determining exam, the events that would consume my weekend, and so forth. Then one day, I found myself on the floor of the wrestling room. I just finished practicing with Sadie Straight, so one could imagine I was feeling pretty rough. My eyes were watching the clock, waiting for the minute hand to hit the 30, so I could rush home and focus on what I had to do next. Our coach, Dan Lefebvre, then sat us down with us and told us something that has since changed my perspective on life. He said that life is completely out of your control. Nothing is guaranteed. The only two things that you can control are your attitude and your effort. So as I left practice with an ice pack on my knee and a welt forming on my forehead, I drove home a little slower that day, contemplating those seemingly ordinary words spoken by my coach. So as we strive for the next big thing, and as we wait for something extraordinary, we need to focus on what we can control in the moment. Put effort into the small things. Put effort into how you treat your classmates, your teachers, your family, your teammates, and even the cashier at the grocery store or the waitress at a restaurant. The effort we put into what we care about and the things we don't care about matters. Change your attitude. Become appreciative for what you have. Choose to appreciate the simple moments that make up our daily lives, because a moment never happens twice. Don't take for granted the laughs shared at the lunch table, along with the a la carte cookies, the bus ride home with your teammates, standing outside the breakfast club barn wondering what kind of stunt Jake was going to pull, and waiting for the rain delay to be over in the Champlain Park team room as you stood dressed as a leprechaun. So as I conclude this ordinary speech, I would like to throw in a quote by an extraordinary man who knew how to appreciate the ordinary moments. Michael Scott once said, "I only ever set the bar low for limbo. Always keep the bar raised, no matter what." So class of 2024, strive to be ordinary, and maybe you will end up extraordinary. And in becoming extraordinary, you will have learned how to appreciate the ordinary. Don't let the pursuit of tomorrow prevent you from appreciating the joys of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for your wonderful message. That was awesome. At this time, senior choir members are asked to join Ms. Paige Armstrong and Mr. Joe Osowski and their fellow choir members. The St. Michael Albertville High School senior choir members, under the direction of Mr. Joe Osowski and Ms. Paige Armstrong, will now perform Not One Sparrow is Forgotten, arranged by Mr. William.
Good evening. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. It's both an honor and privilege to address you. First, I would like to thank the parents and family members of our graduates for partnering with us in the education of their child. I am grateful for your continued support and acknowledge the great sense of pride you are feeling. Second, I would like to thank all of the STMA staff who have prepared our soon-to-be graduates for the challenges of the future. I want to commend each of them for their steadfast dedication, commitment, and perseverance in helping our students achieve tremendous success both in and out of the classroom. Their work is truly a celebration of the future. I would also like to thank the STMA school board and community for their support. It is their continued support, generosity, and faith in our staff that has permitted us to produce self-directed individuals, effective communicators, and active, responsible, and respectful citizens. Their support prepares us for a better tomorrow. Today, we are celebrating the class of 2024. They are the 55th class to graduate from STMA. The first graduating class, the class of 1969, had 76 students. This year, we have 570 graduates. Class of 2024, as Dr. Seuss said, today is your day. This is the culmination of a journey that started well over 13 years ago. Along your journey, there were many memorable moments. Maybe you remember learning how to read in kindergarten, middle school activity nights, or your first day of high school. I know over the past 2,249 days, you experienced many memorable moments and many arduous challenges. These rich experiences have prepared you for the future. As you transition to a new chapter, I have no doubt that the lessons and character values that your teachers, parents, coaches, advisors, and the community have instilled in you have prepared you for the exciting opportunities that lie ahead. During the last 4 years of high school, you've had 700 days to make your mark. Think of that as the prologue to your life. You are now restarting the clock. What will you do in the next year, 5 years, decade? What mark will you make on the world? As you write the next chapter and embark on a new adventure, I could give you lots and lots of advice. Be curious, be kind, help others, be respectful, floss your teeth, eat your vegetables. But you already know these things. Your family has nurtured you, and school staff have prepared you with the prerequisite knowledge and skills necessary for you to achieve success. So instead of reiterating what you already know and rehashing the prologue, I want to talk about the next chapter. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "We are always getting ready to live, but never living." As you venture out into the world, make every day count and make your mark. The last 18 years have been the prologue. Now it's your turn to take action and make the world a better place. Take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves, as you don't know where they will take you. Seize them, grab them, act on them. In a similar fashion, Charles Richards said, "Don't be fooled by the calendar. There are only as many days in the year as you make use of. There are 365 days in a year, but how many of them will you use?" I challenge you to make every day count so you will be closer to achieving your hopes and dreams, closer to making a difference in the community, closer to making your mark. Walt Whitman said, "Do not let the day end without having grown a bit, without being happy, without having risen your dreams." Don't settle for mediocrity. Do the things that bring you joy. Equally important, do the things that bring others joy. Be an active member of your community. Volunteer your time. Share your talents. Gandhi said, "The future depends on what you do today." Don't wait for things to happen. Go out and make them happen. Treat each day as an opportunity to write the verses that will make your life fulfilling and joyful. To the class of 2024, congratulations. I wish you the very best as you continue your story. You are part of STMA's tradition of excellence, and you leave an indelible legacy of excellence and achievement both in and out of the classroom. It's been a privilege educating you, and I wish you every happiness in future endeavors. I'm confident you will find success and happiness. Class of 2024, here's to the next chapter. I can't wait to see the mark that you will make on the world.
We will now have Ms. Carrie Neubauer recognize our foreign exchange students.
Thank you, Faith. It is my pleasure to recognize this year's foreign exchange students. These students have enriched our culture here at STMA. I would like those students to stand and remain standing as I say your name. Emma Begon from France. Elizabeth Hines from Germany. Kiki Hol from the Netherlands. Luca Martinangeli from Italy. I would like to thank these students on behalf of the STMA staff, students, and community for joining us this year and sharing their senior year experience with our current graduates. We wish them well in their future endeavors as they return to their home countries. Please join me in a round of applause in recognizing our 2024 foreign exchange.
At this time, Mr. Jasper Johnson will be acknowledging our seniors entering the military.
The following students are enlisted in the military and will begin serving our country after graduation. Students, please stand when your name is called. We would ask that all guests hold your applause until all names have been read. Trenton Bean, Army National Guard. Anton Berg, Army. Zachary Bishop, Navy. Matthew Bowe, Marines. Casey Brannon, Air National Guard. Judsina Chia, Army National Guard. Jack Sin, Air Force. Nicholas Conrad, Army National Guard. Jack Durham, Army National Guard. Tyler Freund, Marines. Hunter Getch, Army National Guard. Presley Grzybowski, Army National Guard. Rachel Heil, Air National Guard. Haley Hicks, Air Force. Sophia Iverson, United States Naval Academy. Gabriella Nelson, Army National Guard. Grace Schurer, Army National Guard. Maggie Steele, Air National Guard. Jacob Stirk, Army National Guard. Joyce Sia, Army National Guard. Mason Williams, Army National Guard. STMA High School and the St. Michael Albertville communities are grateful for your service and commitment to our country. Thank you.
I'm now pleased to announce our principal, Mr. John Reeves, who will be presenting the graduating class of 2024.
As principal of St. Michael Albertville Senior High School, I certify that these seniors have successfully completed the requirements for graduation as outlined by the Minnesota Department of Education and the School Board of Independent School District 885. To you, Chairperson Scherber, and the Board of Education, and to you, Dr. Fuckel, the Superintendent of Schools, I present the class of 2024. It's now my pleasure to introduce Board Chair of Independent School District 885, Mr. Drew Scherber.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. On behalf of the residents of District 885 and the Board of Education, I accept the graduates of the class of 2024. They have met the requirements set forth by District 885 and the Board of Education. The diploma is a testimony of each student's academic achievements. We will now distribute the diplomas to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Scherber. At this time, our senior officers, Macy Setter, Delia Waltz, Kylie Gaston, and Alexander Herr will assist us in awarding the diplomas. Would the first row of graduates please stand at this time and come forward to receive your diplomas. We respectfully request that the audience refrain from cheering for individual graduates. Your congratulations can best be shown with applause after all graduates have been awarded their diplomas.
Noah Warren Adland. Julia Alexi Adamyan. Nastejo Mohammed Adan. Michaela Jean Aguirre. Arleth Aguirre Catalan. Gwendolyn Louise Ibogan. Ifialua Jean Lache. Ashley Michelle Alfaro. Elsa Marie Mwago. Chloe Divienne Endales. Brady Allen Anderson. Brianna Grace Anderson. Mason Carl Anderson. Brooklyn Annika Andrzejewski. Sadie Catherine Armbruster. Anthony Angel Arroyo Nunez. Cameron Gregory Atcher. Andrew George Astudakos. Mackenzie Ann Alwes. Ayla Jean Osith. Muhiz Adabalawe Bada. Jacob Michael Bateson. Xander Harold Baines. Hannah Jean Bartle. Julia Loretta Bartle. Madison Marie Bartle. William Dale Bartle. London Shay Bastron. Evan Tyler Bowman. Andrew Irvin Beek. Jackson William Bean. Trenton Varick Bean. Maria Faustina Beaudry. Solomon Terrell Beaudry. Evan Richard Becker. Jesselyn Mary Beckers. Emma Egon. Lucas Dean Benker. Avery Lynn Bennett. Maggie Josephine Berendis. Antone James Berg. Joshua James Berg. Jacqueline Lee Bergeron. Griffin Drew Barrett. Braden William Bernhagen. Ava Louise Bernier. Isabel Lee Burning. Jacob Samuel Burning. Taras Vladimirovich Bezrukavi. Noah Matthew Balicki. Joshua Kendall Bishop. Zachary Kenneth Bishop. Jacob Patrick Beeson. Noel Peyton Black. Madison Rose Blease. Olivia Mary Babel. Eva Rose Bolin. Josephine Noel Bolstead. Teresa Jeanette Bourgeois, Natalie Louise Bowman, Sloan Kennedy Liu Bezzosi, Austin James Bratz, Kate Marie Brandley, Casey Lynn Brannon, Faye LaRue Bromley, Sophia Zoya Browers, Connor Gerald Brunet, Jackson Jeffrey Brucker, Alexa May Bunnell, Keegan McKay Burke, Carter Barry Bursch, Jackson Hugh Bursey, Jamie Tyler Burton, Jays Patrick Bush, Dylan John Bidlin, Tristan James Campbell, Layla Ann Carlson, Clayton Lawrence Carpentier, Morgan Maria Carter, Aiden Michael Cartney, Elizabeth Carol Cartney, Nicholas Bjorn Casperson, Jonathan Michael Kavanaugh, Judsina Gilly Chia, Elena Lorraine Alicia Chei, Noah Yantin Ayan Chei, Sweely Loom Chomilo, Braden Isaiah Christian, Taylor Ann Christensen, Jack Wallace Sin, Jordan Michael Ryan Clark, Angelita Dawn Clute, Jonah Stephen Conklin, Nicholas Ray Conrad, Annika Eve Cornell, Amaya Grace Cassette, Lillian Ann Covert, Andrew Marcus Cohen, Kaylee Renee Cox, Jakayla Ann Kraft, Tabitha May Craig, Jackson David Cross, Talon William Cross, Robert Parker Cushman, Maggie May Senor, Jada Lynn Dahlheimer, Kaya L. Damon, Blessing Lois Davis, Jessie Lee Davis, Amelia Morgan Dayton, Devin Nicholas Damer, Lucy Pauline Damer, Gabriela Tomasa Delgado, Lauren Elizabeth DeLong, Emma Jo Dembowski, Noah Patrick Demo, Logan James Denny, Jack Michael Zerum, Owen Thomas DeRocher, Thomas Michael DeVries, Jacob Thomas Dinius, Enye Daniel Dombre, Ethan David Donovan, Will Hayden Dorfsman, Caitlin Louise Dressler, Joseph Troy Dewar, Joy Omutula Dukley, Alden William Dyer, Gabrielle Catherine Ehlers, Bennett William Eicher, Grace Mary Eicher, Jason James Eide, Zoe Grace Elwoods, Jessica Ray Ingerbretson, Nolan David England, Reese William Erickson, Luke Everett Erlinson, Andreas Escobar Londono, Natalie Jean Buell.
Lillian May Farrand, Lily Rose Fauché, Amelia Faith Fain, Jonathan Thomas Feld, Luke Paul Farron, Grace Elizabeth Fetzer, Amanda Lynn Fisher. Duncan William Follett. Elena Ann Ford. Grace Ann Fouquet. Tanner Scott Fowler. William Joseph Lee. William Joseph Fox. Heidi Lee Frank. Brandon Marcus Freeman. Tyler Michael Freund. Serena Gao. Sydney Teresa Gosser. Kylie Marie Gaston. Colin James Geach. Arabelle Grace Garai. Sunny Laverne Gehring. Dominic Isaiah Gariol. Hunter Byron Getch. Joseph Andrew Gonzer. Madden Allen Grabo. Andrew John Grabowski. Jake Christopher Green. Presley Benson Grabowski. Samara Rochelle Guzman. Jana Ann Hain. Noah Braden Hager. Bryce Thomas Haynes. Joshua Brady Hallberg. Courtney Ann Halverson. Jackson William Hamilton. Olivia Michaela Hanseth. Nora Grace Hansen. Matthew John Hansen. Benton Arthur Victor Harkins. Tyson Matthew Hasher. Ava Marie House. McKenna Lynn Heggie. Rachel Therese Heil. Leah Elizabeth Hine. Elizabeth Hines. Hanny D. Helland. Alexander Hi Her. Allison Lillian Herfel. Emilio Cesar Hernandez. Ramsey Madison Hernandez. Addison Leslie Hervin. Taylor Jacobson. Hallie Ann Hicks. Tyler Scott Hill. Riley James Hildner. Lauren Alexandra Hochstatter. Grant Karas Hafner. Kiki Hull. Cassandra K. Holman. Sophia Cargenia Howard. Lydia Elizabeth Huberty. Leah J. Holtman. Mia Joy Hunter. Alexander Thomas Husek. Abdimalik Ahmed Hussein. Brianna Morgan Immer. Grace May Ingebrigtsen. Sophia Patricia Iverson. Reese Marie Yeager. Lillian Margaret Jerpseth. Andrew Charles Johnson. Caden Andrew Johnson. Connor Allen Johnson. DeAndre Leroy Johnson. Mackenzie K. Johnson. Michaelin Elizabeth Johnson. Samuel Ryan Johnson. Evan Richard Jones. Angelina Irene Jorgensen. Charla Jean Jagosic. Ava Laverne Justin. Naftali Munampande Kalapa. Jirai Kamara. Audrey Azine Canu. Richard Ryan Cadea. Cameron Harley Keenenbakken. Alyssa Ann Keller. Anna Jean Kelly. Adeline Marie Kennedy. Elijah Malachi Kirkado. Roman Nicholas Kiato. Nima Nioki Kiari. Cohen James Kinnigan. Jaden Dion Klinkner. Natalie Joy Kloss. Holland Estelle Neef. Maverick Robert Neef. Austin Joshua Knobloch. Gracie Jane Kobus. Kate Sandra Coivisto. Joshua Joseph Colas. Evan James Kozitsky. Victoria Kotava. Margaret Ann Kramer. Heidi Elise Crone. Drake Michael Crone. Kira Jacqueline Cooper. Isabel Ann Lahr. Luke Charles Leitonen. Katrina Tanea Lake. Carson James Land. Daniel Andrew Johnson. Daniel Andrew Landon. Addison Rose Landy. Kale Nicholas LaRose. Raven Rain Larson. Victoria April Larson. Mason Robert Lee. Isaac Eric Ledoux. Erica Josephine Lane. Kenna Alyssa Lane. Levi Scott Lane. Megan Rose Lenneman. Aiden Jude Lenzen. Thomas James Lerfald. Narissa Quinn Lay. Cooper Allen Libby. Braden Micah Lincoln. Oliver Christopher Lindemann. Roman Leroy Lindenfelser. Elise Ray Linneman. Avery Garding Litke. Madison June Litzow. Remy Michael Lobitz. Jaden Joseph Loftus. Dylan Gary Lokenskard. Joshua Lopez Reyna. Morgan Lee Loybecki. Lilu Kit Lujan. Ella Jo Luoto. Andrew Eric Loster.
Georgia Erin Mache. Briella Elaine Mader. Josephine Mary Mahan. Micah Rowan Mahoney. Isabel Dawn Mastersky Lazier. Autumn Lynn Malenke. Michaela Grace Malim. Zachary Anthony Marshall. Sophie Lou Marsalek. Luca Martin Angeli. Stefan Benjamin Massacor. Caleb Aaron Matheson. Amelia Joe Monk. Connor Christian May. Isabella Joe McCarty. Luke Joseph McClintock. Eleanor Nicole McCoy. Halen Marie McDougall. Joseph Timothy McHugo. Ella Marie McCain. Ashley Rachel McLennan. Sophia Ray McVeary. Jason Wayne Medine. Christopher Reynard Meehan. Emma Marie Meehan. Marie Christian Meehan. Justin Vadim Mehez. Brittany Mercado. Ava Messner. Olivia Claire Lauren Meyer. Lauren Lee Mikulich. Addie Kate Miller. Allison Rose Miller. Ava Marie Miller. Carter Christopher Miller. Noah Riley Miller. Kyle James Milslagle. Lindsay Brooke Milslagle. Travis John Milslagle. Janae Nicole Mitchell. Lola May Mitchell. Jasa Elaine Molu. Emily Elizabeth Moen. Mason Brent Benson Mogard. Bennett Michael Moger. Blake Brian Moran. Michaela Christine Morning. Mackenzie Marie Mrazek. Nikolai Nikolaevich Mundrenko. Max Allen Munger. Alex Philip Barak Miller. Vincent Joseph Moraski. Sebastian Javier Murillo Santiago. Josephine Marie Mislicki. Chelsea B. Neba. Owen Roger Negard. William James Negard. Christina Riley Nelson. Ava Rose Nelson. Gabriella Reed Nelson. Jacob Edward Nelson. Maya Ann Nelson. Atlee May Narrows. Isabella Jean Nessington. Grant Josel Neiman. Samuel Philip Notch. Kate Hazel Luann Nygaard. Kira Suzanne O'Brien. Colin Reagan O'Connor. Kennedy Ryan O'Connell. Ryan Casey O'Malley. Maximilian Kale O'Sullivan. Brooke Taylor Osher. Thomas Bradley Ohato. Madeline Cora Oliveira. Ella Grace Olson. Nicholas James Olson. Taylor Cooper Olson. Josiah Alejandro Oquendo. Celine Kwamboka Osiemo. Jack Paul Ostrowski. Sarah Marie Patterson. Carter Jack Paddock. Samuel Grant Painter. Sophia Elise Peterson. Harley Elizabeth Peltz. Carson David Penn. Jasmine Kufner Sikora Vieira. Aiden Alexander Peterson. Reeve Kevin Peterson. Chloe and Neon Peterson. Evan Vincent Peterson. Sydney Elizabeth Peterson. William Calvin Peterson. Marie Lila Pettis. Avery Grace Pfister. Cadence Marie Phipps. Matthew Michael Balbo. Natalie Jean Pilney. Britton Rose Pink. Erin Victoria Pitt. Sophia Gabriella Pisano. Madison Marie Polkam. Isabella Gail Pomeroy. Landon James Poole. Bryce Richard Opeka. Rochelle Hillary Port. Henry Tilkent Astuma. Emma Jo Potoff. Bryn Elise Powell. McKenna Ray Powell. Zachary Robert Pribble. Lucy Jo Pritchard. Zachariah Paul Purcell. Naya Quincy. Audrey Pauline Raditz. Taylin J. Radloff. Carter Brian Ranwaller. Dylan Brian Ratai. Ashlyn Elizabeth Rotonison. Isaac Taylor Reams. Connor Alexander Reese. Eleanor K. Rehovsky. Samuel Matthew Renzikowski. Carson Lee Renner. Michaela Garmin Blessing Whitman. Emma Charlotte Brenz. Caden Leonard Resek. Ashlyn Alexandra Resner. Ever Reynoso. Dylan Elizabeth Rich. Brian Raymond Richter. Elliot Ruth Rick. Landon Joseph Riebel. Connor J. Riesgraf. Haley Sue Rittenbach. Chase Danielle Robeck. Grady Benjamin Robeck. Maggie Ann Roberts. Jack Lloyd Robinson. Peter Maxim Rolank. Maxim Romanchuk. Jacqueline Rosas Jimenez. Avery Jane Rossing. Jessica Catherine Ross.
Zara Hazabala Salman. Riley Claire Salome. Luca Donald Saltamaccio. Jackson Perry Seville. Kai J.C. Sawyer. Grace Elizabeth Scheuer. Mark Jacob Scheuer. Savannah Marie Schiltz. Logan Irvin Schlungen. Evelyn Margaret Joyce Schmidt. Isabel Ruth Schmidt. Brett Nicholas Schmoyer. Ruby Ann Schmoyer. Elliot Anthony Schnitzler. Ian Timothy Schultz. Cohen Jacob Schwab. Olivia Caitlin Schwapik. Carter Ray Schwartz. Lucas James Schweitzel. Jack Gary Selman. Adriana Paige Seaman. Macy Irene Setter. Isaac Johannes Salem. Avery Claire Shirk. Raina May Samat. Deja Marie Simmons. Elizabeth Jacqueline Marne Simon. Luke Joseph Sipple. Declan James Sizer. McKenna Eileen Smogard. Connor Nacionales Smith. Hannah Lee Smith. Maya Lynn Smith. Reese Marie Smith. Tyus Paul Smith. Skylar Rose Smithers. Hayden Thomas Snyder. Alexis Desiree Solom. Angeli Psalm. Tate Larson Songstead. James Jonathan Sornberger. Nathan Marlon Spindler. Taylor Catherine Marie Spreeman. Lainey Kathleen Stace. Lily Joy Stanton. Maggie Sue Steele. Matthew Lawrence Steffel. Julia Grace Stelter. Sarah Catherine Stevenson. Jacob Daniel Stirk. Hudson Francis Stone. Megan Marie Stone. Sadie Ellen Strait. Kala Sage Nagayam Struce. Jake Glenn Suki. Gregory Lee Sewer. Noah Michael Sutliff. Evan Christopher Swanson. Cecily Elizabeth Swanson. Joyce Emmeline Suwa. Noah Benjamin Zikolski. Andrew Gregory Tatro. Jackson Tim Tallel. Maisie Sue Ellen Taylor. Abigail Annette Thyssen. Olivia Nicole Teague. Jared Ethan Timlin. Noah Michael Torgerson. April Rose Ventura Torres. Ari Ann Torville. Avery Frederick Chergosky. Lily Ann Triplett. Caitlin Leona Trunzo. Taylor Jean Cheetah. Gracelyn Rose Turner. Brandon Kenneth Turner Nutter. Lauren Marie Underthumb. Camden James Vance. Catherine Hope Vanderbeek. Gao Lee Vang. Ryu Muauchi Vang. Eileen Marie Vitzthum. Alexander Marcel Volum. Andrew Mark Vogelpo Martinez. Tevin Eric Vogensen. Haley Nicole Walker Kuklock. Grace Charlotte Wallace. Caleb Kenneth Waller. Annika Walters. Delia Francis Walls. Nora Joeen Way. Braden David Webb. Melanie Marie Weber. Harmony Michelle Wiegler. Allery Lynn Weinsrell. Brianna Lee Weiss. Brody James Wellborn. Riley Scott Wennis. Jedediah Ford Wester. Isaac Richard Westerman. Owen Curtis Westerman. Madison Chloe Whaley. Jackson Daniel Wheeler. Taylor James White. Dawson Jacob Whitus. Hannah Marie Weeger. Alexander Gregory Williams. Lindsay Christina Williams. Marty Eugene Williams. Mason David Williams. Emma Jo Williamson. Ryan Chad Williamson. Noah Daniel Wilmont. Martina Grace Wyoming. Grant Peter Watala. Jace Thomas Walkerstorfer. Xavier Lavare Woods. Elizabeth Otelia Worms. Clara Carol Wright. Timothy Petrovich Yukumchuk. Zachary Jean Zanetti. Natalia Zelaya. Juliana Faith Zerna. Elizabeth Mary Zip. Riley Andrew Droker.
Now will my fellow senior class officers please join me in leading the tassel